What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about 3 camera movements that are going to make even the most basic footage look cinematic. All you need, your hands and a camera. The key to cinematic shots is smooth camera movement, and today I want to talk about 3 camera movements in particular that you can use to help step up your videos. For this video, we want to adjust our camera settings to shoot at a higher frame rate so that we can shoot in slow motion. This will allow our shots to be a little bit more cinematic, number one, but smooth on our movements. They really even out any wobbles in our shots. So if you want to set your camera to 60 frames per second or even 120 or higher if you have the option. The first move that I want to tell you about really requires putting something in your foreground. Now what I mean by this is sliding your camera out from behind something. So the easiest example is a wall or a doorway. If you slide your camera out from this to reveal your shot, it has a nice cinematic touch and it really adds value to your shot. Now if we do the same sort of camera slide in the middle of nowhere with nothing in the foreground, there's not any real notion of movement. You can't really see anything happening. Now just toss something in front of it like a tree or a plant or even your hand in front of your camera lens, you're giving it some detail and you're actually seeing that movement. Works as a fantastic way to establish a scene, work as a transition from scene to scene, or really it can be used in a number of ways. So guys, give this a try, put something in your foreground and see how that motion and that camera movement is gonna add to your shots. The second camera movement trick that you can use is also a sliding type shot, but this is going to work really well when you're shooting some sort of product or food or something that can be placed on a table. And what this will allow you to do is slide your camera without having to bring around or even purchase a huge camera slider. Those can be very expensive and can be huge and bulky to bring around. What you do for this is place the item you're going to shoot down on a table, and then grab a napkin or a cloth or even a t-shirt and put your camera on top of it on the table. Now just pull the fabric or the napkin and let your camera slide along, showing the item that you're shooting. And it gives that same sort of effect as if you're using a slider. It looks really fantastic and doesn't really require much to do. Now the third trick to add nice cinematic camera movement to your shots is all about holding the camera steady and using your body to create the movement. Now one way you can do this is sort of just start falling and then catching yourself at the last minute. And you'll have about 2 to 3 solid seconds, especially if the camera footage is slowed down, you'll have about 2 to 3 solid seconds of footage where the camera is a nice subtle move into or away from your object. And one fun way to do this is start with the final framing of the object that you want to shoot or the person that you want to shoot. Get it in focus and then pull away or fall back, letting your object fall out of focus. It adds a nice touch because then when you bring it in to edit, you can reverse that footage, having the shot push into focus, into the framing that you really want. It has such a nice cinematic look, guys. This is such a great way to get some really nice B-roll and really nice touches to the videos that you're working on. So guys, these are the 3 tips and they're really pretty simple, but I wanted to show you as a way to sort of put it into your mind the next time you're out shooting a wedding or a music video and you need some extra B-roll. Think of these 3 tips as ways to just get something extra when you're out there shooting. I want to thank you for coming and checking out the video. Like, subscribe, and we'll check you back in the next one. Thanks, guys.